Jeff and Jeremy. It's like a radiogasm.
I said, hey, babe, check it out on the podcast.
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast,
and Spotify.
All this is going viral.
Good morning. Pete, how do you feel? It's Thursday. Told you, these short weeks, man. After a 3-day weekend.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I love it.
I hate it because this place
Tomorrow's Friday.
requires you to fit 5 days of work into 4 days. And they're insistent on having those scheduled meetings that those weekly meetings that they always have.
You have other obligations outside of this show that keep you in these meetings.
I never appreciated The Office more than I do now with my other obligations, because I do some sales part-time here. And
it's like Dunder Mifflin over there.
And whenever they call a meeting and like Jim's on the phone with a client,
he has to call him back.
And he gets pissed off because Michael Scott's always...
conference room right now!
always calling meetings. He's like, I can't make any money at this place.
So I'm seeing this girl, and I need to know where to take her this weekend.
I swear.
Because she's hot.
It's like, it never fails. It's like, I really could be doing better things than being in this meeting right now, like making money for this company and for myself. But here we are. We're in a meeting. God, I hate meetings. Oh, man, do I hate meetings.
Do these meetings ever go off topic?
Yes, all the time.
Like they do at Dunder Mifflin?
Yes.
And then people start talking about themselves?
I mean, it's a little related to it, but then it goes off and it does its own thing, and then
Next thing you know, you're looking at photos of somebody's little trip they took on Memorial Day
weekend.
You're
like tapping the counter, like, okay, and then you're trying to bring it back into topic, and then you come across as rude, and you're like, well, we got things to do here, people, come on.
Yeah. So anyways, Thursday, Jeff's got a lot to do today. Jeremy doesn't. That's good.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, by the way, I went to... real quick before Aaron Rodgers, I went over to Mama Leah's yesterday, and I had probably the best Italian
This is
sandwich.
another thing that really pissed me off about this meeting, is because I wanted to go with you.
You couldn't go.
But the meeting took place right around lunchtime. So I'm like, okay, have fun, as I'm eating my pathetic cinnamon roll that was a holdover for breakfast.
Let me just tell you, if you like an Italian sub sandwich, a hot Italian sub sandwich that's got marinara on it, it's kind of like getting a supreme pizza
on a sandwich.
Which really, really, really good bread. I bet you they get it from Edna's. You got to go over there and you got to get the Grand Panino, or it's called the Grande Panino. I don't know. I don't know how the Italians say it. They say the Grande
I'm pretty
Panino.
Sure they don't go grand.
They don't say Grande? The Grande Panino? Like
hey,
you say
you want a
Grand
Panino?
If it's in a Royal Grande, you say it's a Grande Panino. But anywhere else, it's a Grande Panino. Anyways, super good. Pepperoni, Italian sausage, salami, Canadian bacon, onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, mozzarella cheese, and marinara sauce. It's under $13. It is $12. It is awesome, and it's all you need. Anyways, we give away free Mama Leah's every day.
Did you have leftover?
At 9:15.
Did you have leftover, or did you eat the whole thing?
Oh, I ate the whole thing. I could have had leftovers. I was thinking, and when I got through half, I'm like, yeah, I could save this for later. No, it was too good. Had to eat it right then and there.
Sometimes that happens.
Had to finish it.
Yesterday, so what is the deal on our bet? You're half, if he remains a Packer, then you have to wear half of a mustache, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
The only way, you're going to have to grow a soul patch, youth minister soul patch, if he doesn't get traded, unless he gets traded to the 49ers. If he goes to the 49ers, I have to shave off half my mustache.
Okay. Yesterday, there was some speculation that he is going to remain a Green Bay Packer. At least that's the Packers' intention.
Well, they say they're not budging on it, right?
Rodgers.
I read something that said they're not budging, but they're going to budge.
They gave indication yesterday that they would not because, and this is speculation, but Robert Tonyan,
I think, who is their tight end, right?
Yeah, they re-signed him, and they signed him to an extension. And
he had a couple of good games, but it wasn't like.
But he was a favorite target of Aaron Rodgers, so they did it to clear some cap space. in doing so. So
wait, say that again.
They
kept him, right?
Well,
or they cut him.
Tunyon, yeah, no, they did it, but the way they restructured his deal, it ended up clearing some
cap space. So what? They can give Aaron more money?
Well, yes, because they have to take on his 2021 salary. So they created that cap space by re-signing him to a deal and giving him more money, which makes no sense to me. I will never understand math in the NFL. Math in the NFL has to be 1,000 times harder. Because how do you pay somebody more money, but then that frees up more money for you to pay to another guy? That sounds like some United States economics right there.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, we're going to give everybody more money, and we're going to keep giving everybody more money. But how we're going to get this money back, we don't know. At least they have ticket sales.
We saw it in Seattle. They gave Russell Wilson all this money. The line has suffered, and now Russell Wilson wants protection, but they can't give some money back like Tom did. Do a Tommy Brady and give some money back so they can go out and get some guys to protect your ass. Because until then, all the money's going to you, but there's only so much of this pie. And once you ate most of it, Russell, then you're screwed. And it hurts the team, and it hurts Russ. It hurts everybody. It hurts the linemen. They're getting hurt. It's a bad situation when you got some superstar that takes it all. You need to be able to spread it around, and those are the teams that do well.
Offensive line is so underrated. Like, nobody knows an offensive lineman's name, but the offensive line is the most important component to.
And Aaron Rodgers, I think, knows that. I mean, he's been hurt enough. He's played long enough.
Right. That's what I don't understand. These guys that are like, they want to be paid the most.
You got to say, what's more important, health and winning,
or longevity? Yeah,
or having all this money down the road. I think you have enough money now.
You know what? I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, everybody uses Tom Brady as the example of this. What about Ryan Fitzpatrick? How come we don't speak about Ryan Fitzpatrick?
What did you do with Fitzpatrick this year?
Same name, in the same vein that we do with Tom Brady. Because Ryan Fitzpatrick, at least Tom Brady had
Did Fitzpatrick get back his money?
No. Fitzpatrick is way tougher than Tom Brady. Okay? Then this is why. He doesn't know what his next offensive line is. Right. 1 year it's in Tampa Bay, the next year it's in Miami, the next year it's in Washington, and before that it was in New York. Like, these offensive lines are piss poor, awful, horrible. He is going into a situation year in and year out where he's like, I'm hoping for the best. Yet he still has a career. He's still a top quarterback. I'm not going to say elite, but a top quarterback in the NFL. And how old is he?
He's in his mid-30s, isn't he?
No, come on. Ryan Fitzpatrick?
He's not that old?
I think he's older.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought he was in his mid-30s, but maybe he is older.
38.
I mean, you know,
he's 5 years. Okay, he's 5 years younger than Tom Brady. I did not know that. I thought he was around the same age as Tom Brady, but still, man, I don't know. I just feel bad for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
The reason I think Tom Brady was able to do it is because he's got himself a sugar mama. Damn it, I found it. Tom Brady has a sugar mama. Giselle makes more money than Tom, so he can give it back. Oh, yeah. I get it. Because, like, here, when the pandemic hit, I lost a lot of money doing all the extra stuff I used to do with the other side of this job that I do with my wine show. That all had to be canceled. My wife's like, don't worry about it. I got you.
Yeah, she bust her ass. She bust her ass during the pandemic, right?
She's no Giselle or anything like that, but she's my sugar mama. So when you have a sugar mama, you can give some back. So I was like, all right, take it back. Take it back. It'll be better for the team. That's not what I said, but it's kind of what happened.
What you did say is she's no Giselle.
She's no Giselle.
Why would you say that about your wife?
But I'm saying,
I'm talking about Giselle money. She's every much Giselle to me that Giselle is to Tom Brady.
I'm talking about money right now. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm just talking about money. Don't try to get me trapped. My mouth has been getting me into all kinds of trouble.
I just heard what I heard. That's not me getting you in trouble. I heard what I heard, and I think a lot of other people heard what they heard. And they're like, did he just say that his wife's no Giselle?
Whoa. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy here online at KZOZ.com. Stick around, coming up for Dumbass of the Day, plus another playlist. It's because we're going to continue to play everybody's playlist that submitted one. All right, there is a lot of them.
How long are we doing this?
Until we play them all.
I know, but like
we started last Saturday morning, and
do we know?
I don't know because you'd have to ask Suzanne. She was the playlist coordinator, and she just told us we're going to do it.
We got to be done by Friday, right?
Maybe this Friday. Yeah, they're going to get them all in, I'm sure. Anyways, that's coming up. Dumbass of the day, and that next playlist will be joining us about 7:20 this morning. You can hear your playlist. Maybe it's yours, maybe not. I'll tell you in a little bit whose it is if you stick around. This neighbor got upset because his neighbor wouldn't mow the grass. And apparently it was a fairly nice neighborhood. What's your neighborhood like? You got a pretty good...
Oh, we run the gambit, man.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
It is something that is got my wife's goat to no end because there is 1 yard in our cul-de-sac. 1 yard in our cul-de-sac that just drives her crazy. And our front window looks right out into it. And it's like... It's that band I was telling you, that garage band I was telling you about. So I think they're all renting the house.
Bunch of guys renting the house, playing in a band. They don't have time to mow the grass.
But it's funny because you could tell the other day one of them was washing their car out in front of the house, and you could just tell my wife was steaming because she's like, "You got time to wash your car? Get out there and mow your lawn."
How big is the grass?
Well, it's not really grass; it's just weeds. It's pretty big.
Is it?
Yeah.
Say you got to just go over and do it and make your wife
I know.
happy.
I think about that, but then
you could write "Happy Now, Becky," because that's what this guy did. But he didn't quite spell out "Happy Now, Becky." He took the mower over there and just spelled out the word "bitch" and then rode an arrow to the person's house. This was caught on Google Maps. This happened in Salt Lake City, Utah.
So the effort did not go unnoticed.
This is great, right? Every time you log into Google Maps, you know they don't update that for quite some time. You can see the word "bitch" in the lawn and the arrow pointing right to the person's house.
That's great.
That's one way.
You ever look up your old places on Google Maps?
I know. Where I grew up, the house I grew up in, I've done that.
Yeah, they did a nice job with the house I grew up in. Like, it's way nicer now than it was when we lived in it.
I think I looked at a place that I lived in Pullman. You stayed on the couch there for a week, I think. We lived in that downstairs daylight basement. Like? It's really nice now because when we lived there, we parked cars in the grass, and it was just dead. And I remember moving out, I was like, why am I mowing dead grass? Well, at least it's going to be neat and tidy dead grass. But now it looked pretty nice. They were actually selling the house or something. I can't remember what it was.
Really?
And so...
Wasn't that like a duplex or something?
Yeah, there was an upstairs. Well, you live in a college town. They turn every bedroom into something that they can rent out. Yeah. So
it was like a basement.
I remember there was an upstairs, and then we had the daylight basement, which had its own entrance, had its own kitchen and living room and bedrooms and all that. It
was a decent place considering the fact that the ceilings were so low. But all you guys were short, so it didn't matter to you.
We were all short. I might have been the tallest.
Yeah, and so it didn't matter to you guys. But I remember walking in that thing and feeling like this claustrophobic.
You definitely felt like you were in a basement. Yeah. I don't remember that house like having a staircase though to go upstairs. I'm sure at one point they did. It was probably in a closet and they just walled off the closet and made it a closet. You know what I mean? But yeah, I saw that place. I don't know. I was cruising around town looking at old places I'd lived there, and they all looked pretty much the same except for that place. But yeah, the word "bitch" right there in the yard. I guess that's one way to get your neighbor to do something. But the problem is, I mean, and it's cool because they had no idea Google Maps was going to be coming swinging by and take that picture. But there it is. You can maybe find it. It doesn't say the address or the neighborhood, but it's in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the snapshot I'm looking at is from Google Earth. And there it is right there, bitch. And then his yard is right next to it, I'm guessing, because the yard right next to it is perfect.
Imagine the
immaculate, beautiful grass.
Sense of accomplishment that he had when he did that. And then, like, however long it took for Google Maps, like, did he do it? And then 15 minutes later, Google Maps car comes driving by.
No, see, here's the catch: you couldn't see it from the street. This is a Google Earth shot.
But are those constantly updated?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, there's satellite photos. Probably maybe once every couple of years or once a year.
No, I bet
know.
you they're constantly updating those. Unlike the car, where you have to do the Google Maps Street View. The car's got to drive around, and they can only deploy so many cars. Whereas Google Maps Google Earth, they could do it. You know, they can update it every 30 seconds if they wanted to.
Yeah, it's hard to say because you know what? I don't. Oh my gosh, this looks live. No, this isn't live. I'm looking at Find My iPhone or whatever it's called, and it has a Google satellite shot of where you are, and then you can my wife's on here so I can see where she's at. But I'm looking at where we're at right now. This is pretty crazy. This is coming from a satellite. Look where the blue dot is on top of the building of the radio station. It's right where we're sitting.
Ooh.
I mean, right to within a few feet, right? That's pretty accurate.
And that's where it's showing. Yeah, it's so funny because you just tilted. You can't see it because you're showing it to me.
Yeah.
But you just tilted the phone a little bit, and it moved the dot. It moved the dot. Back when I would do Uber, I would sit there and I would look to see how many other Uber drivers were out to see if it was worth my while, not wild, to go out and Uber. And I would sit there and I would spin my phone around and the little arrow would spin around as I was doing it. It was the strangest thing. I was like, dude, this is too much.
I can't tell if that's
they got us too dialed in.
A truck or a van, but that's right about where you and I park every day. And there's a white vehicle, and then in between the two white vehicles, there's a black vehicle. It's either my truck or your van. That's pretty weird. Anyways, so they get really accurate. Another reason why you should get a personal locator beacon device if you go hiking, because look how accurate that is.
Why don't you get like a brand? Like, is there a brand of this?
I don't know. I need to.
So we could sell some advertising.
I need to reach out to somebody and see if I can get one for and then sell some.
I mean, because you are passionate about the personal beacon device. I mean, more passionate than anything else in your life.
Now, it doesn't say who the person is. It doesn't say anything. It just says the word bitch and an arrow pointing towards the house. So
I love that. That's great.
I don't know. Just give you some ideas
you've
what
got
to do with your garage band.
You've got to print that off and put it on our door.
Your
right?
garage band neighbors. Maybe you go over there and you say, hey, quit washing your car and mow your grass.
I dig the songs that they play, though. That's the thing. So I kind of like
love the music, but wish you would mow the grass.
Yeah.
Your neighbor.
It doesn't bother me as much as, because here's the thing. This is what I like about it. Is I don't have to work too hard.
Exactly. The harder everybody else tries, you have to try. Because your wife like, come on.
Well, as long as we have the band renting that house a couple doors down, everybody else could just keep their yards as is, and everybody's going to be happy.